Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord of Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
Your Lord of Pennies is here as well. Say hello, Satsu.
Hello, Satsu.
And I am your Lord of Pain, the Ranting Monkey, and I hope everyone had a great day so far. If it's still daytime where you are, it's nighttime where I am, and it sucks because it's really cold out and snowy, and I hate Michigan. Nuke Canada. That's all I wanted to say. How are you guys tonight? How you doing, Satsu?
I'm good. I spent the whole day with Squishy watching movies and completely forgot that I was invited to go to. So that happened. But it was fun because I got to spend time with my wife.
Sweet. And Scribbles, how you doing?
Doing okay. It was a very, 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 very busy day at work. Had another disaster overnight in work stuff and still had to deal with that and prepping for the big move at the end of the week. So, yay.
Alrighty. I had a mixed day. I hurt so bad, guys. But little but unexpectedly showed up today.
Yay! How was Grandma P?
I got to hang out with her. She's good. While I was on Ghost Poo earlier, she brings her little cell phone into me. She puts it down on my desk and she says, "If a creepy guy calls, don't answer." I'm like, what the fuck? Why are creepy guys calling your toy phone? I don't know what she's been watching, but we went on an adventure to find and take out the bad guy. So that was kind of cool.
Yay.
But yeah, just if a creepy guy calls, don't answer.
How would I know until I answer?
Caller ID, of course.
Oh, yeah, okay. Creepy guy, that's what it says.
Indeed. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Hit that like button, guys, and share our stuff because YouTube doesn't do it. Anything else we need to talk about before we jump into our awesome news day?
Yes.
Yes, there's something to talk about, or yes, it's awesome?
No and yes.
Okay. We do have the open server tonight, guys, after this over on 2 Cents Plus. So if you have 7 Days to Die on PC, you can come play with us or just come watch because it's a lot of fun. But with that, Scribe, what do we have for the news tonight?
Well, would you believe we have some Jussie news?
I wish that I had Jesse's news.
He's going to prison. Something anyway. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Actor Jussie Smollett. I've heard that pronunciation too often not to think that's the correct one. Jussie Smollett, charged with a felony. It doesn't sound serious, but it does carry with it potential jail time. A charge of disorderly conduct has been approved against Empire actor Jussie Smollett, according to an email from the Cook County State's Attorney's Office. Filing a false police report is disorderly conduct, according to Illinois Code. Disorderly conduct is a Class 4 felony, the state's attorney's office said. A bail hearing is scheduled for 1:30 p.m. Central Time on Thursday.
Ooh.
So that was the latest as of 8:14 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see. Previously on the Jussie Smollett scandal, Empire actor Jussie Smollett was officially classified a suspect in a criminal investigation Wednesday for allegedly filing a false police report. A Cook County grand jury was hearing evidence just weeks after the young actor reported being the victim of a hate crime on January 29th. Filing a false police report is a Class 4 felony. I have heard that if you got the maximum punishment for a Class 4 felony, or at least disorderly conduct in Illinois, it could carry up to 3 years in prison.
Well, that would be suiting for what he did here.
Of course, that's not all he might end up being in trouble for, as we know. But we'll get to that. Let's see. Actor denies role. Smollett's attorneys met with Cook County prosecutors earlier in the day, according to police spokesman Tom Ahern. But a source close to the actor's team told CNN that he has not given police a follow-up interview and no such meeting is scheduled. Smollett told authorities that 2 men attacked him, putting a rope around his neck and pouring an unknown chemical substance on him. The actor denies playing a role in his attack, according to his attorneys. In a statement before Smollett was named a suspect, 20th Century Fox Television, which produces the series Empire, on which Smollett appears, and Fox Entertainment expressed support for the actor. Quote, Jussie Smollett continues to be a consummate professional on set, and and as we have previously stated, he is not being written out of the show, the statement said.
What are you gonna do for this?
At that time.
They're going to use some clever editing to keep him in. Okay, 1 second here. I have a donation over on the Streamy Labs. Thank you, Blind Press. It's okay, Monkey. We can hurt together. I got in a car accident today. Airbags deployed and everything. I'm okay, but I got the airbag full in the face. Pretty sore, stiff, and I've got a nice black eye. Oh, sweetie, so sorry to hear. I'm glad you're okay.
Yeah.
But damn, yeah, feel better. Rest.
That sucks, Press. Jesus.
I know the feels. That is a super sucky.
Now, I have to ask, you weren't driving, were you?
Oh.
What? That's a legit question.
No, it's not.
Well, no, it's a legitimate question. I don't know if it's an appropriate question.
For the record, right as I said that, Skeptalk put into chat, Blind Press should not be driving.
Yeah.
She knows it said with love.
Pass it off to Skep. I see how it is.
Now, so they don't bring it up in this story. But the other thing that may come up is that the rumor is, first off, that there was a letter that was sent to the Empire set a couple of weeks or something prior to the alleged attack.
On the 20th of January.
On the 20th. And that letter was, inside the envelope was a white powdery substance, which later turned out to be Tylenol or something, or aspirin. But the letter itself was chopped up letters from a magazine arranged to make threats against Jussie Smollett. So the running theory is that Jussie and the two brothers, who would later stage the attack, made that letter, and because the letter did not get the effect that Jussie wanted, did not get the press, did not get the effect of it all, then they moved on to upping the game to this attack.
Yeah.
The problem is, if you send a letter through the mail, especially if you send a letter through the mail that is staged to look like something, an anthrax attack, that's a federal crime. Also, it is a terroristic threat, even if you hoaxed it. Do you know what a terroristic Class C federal felony carries with it as a potential sentence?
I'd imagine at least 10.
10 years, you're correct. So that hasn't come up yet. I'm waiting to see if it does, because, the Chicago authorities or the prosecutors may go light on him. I don't think the feds will.
I still think he should be charged with a hate crime. He had two men. He paid two men to beat up a black homosexual because he's a black homosexual. That is specifically the reason to do it, and he should be charged with conspiracy to commit a hate crime.
But I saw a story today, or an analysis, that this isn't one of those Chris Eliza things, but it brings up an interesting point that I think we kind of touched on before, but it makes it more stark, I think. And this is by John McWhorter at The Atlantic. What the Jussie Smollett story reveals, it shows a peculiar aspect of 21st century America, victimhood chic. Let's see, and this is the author talking. I was one of many people who found Jussie Smollett's story a little off from the beginning. Two white men in ski masks are out in 10-degree weather in the middle of the night, equipped with a bottle of bleach or something like it, and a rope that they fashioned into a mock noose. These thugs, who shouted Trump slogans as well as racist and homophobic slurs, seemed to know who Smollett was on site, meaning they were aficionados of the splashy black soap opera Empire, on which Smollett is a main character. Somehow, they were aware that Smollett, prominently but hardly on the A-list as celebrities go, was gay. Yes, my skepticism made me feel a little guilty. We are justly sensitized to violence against people for being black and for being gay in the wake of incidents I need not name. We are also just past watching... Okay.
Yeah, I need you to name them.
Oh, well, I can't for you, unfortunately.
Neither could he. That's why he pulled that shit. But go ahead.
We are also just past watching legions of people who should have known better refused to credit Christine Blasey's forward accusation against Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh.
Oh, fuck off.
Refuse to credit. Is that what it is? So if an investigation is done and nothing is found, people just refuse to credit
Refuse
it.
to credit.
That's cool.
I hadn't read this. I thought I knew the gist of this, but I hadn't read it, so this is all new to me. Maybe fear and trauma distorted Smollett's memory somewhat. Maybe the media were getting some of the details wrong. Wait and see, I and others thought. According to CNN, which got the information from 2 law enforcement sources and other news organizations as well, Chicago police believe 2 Nigerians arrested for their role in the attack were paid by Smollett to stage it. Relevant equipment was allegedly found in their apartment. I'm going to scroll down a bit. Until this twist, smart people were claiming that the attack on Smollett was the story of Donald Trump's America writ small, that it revealed the terrible plight of minority groups today. But the Smollett story, if the trajectory leads to evidence of fakery, would actually reveal something else modern America is about: victimhood chic. Future historians and anthropologists will find this aspect of early 21st century America peculiar, intriguing, and sad. Smollett doesn't need the money he would get from a court settlement, and he isn't trying to deny someone higher office. So why in the world would he fake something like that attack if he did indeed fake it? And again, this was written before everything came out today. The reason might be that he has come of an age in an era when nothing he could have done or said would have made him look more interesting than being attacked on the basis of his color and sexual orientation. Racial politics today have become a kind of religion in which whites grapple with the original sin of privilege, converts tar questioners of the orthodoxy as problematic blasphemers, and everyone looks forward to a judgment day when America, quote, comes to terms, unquote, with race. Smollett, if he really did stage the attack, would have been acting out the Black American component in this eschatological, I hate that word, eschatological configuration, the role of victim as a form of status. We are, within this hierarchy, persecuted prophets, ever attesting to the harm that white racism does to us and pointing to a future context in which our persecutors will be redeemed of the sin of having leveled that harm upon us. We are noble in our suffering.
This is some stupid shit.
Well, no, he's got a point. Is that elevating the victimhood status to a point of status, like it is a badge of honor to have been a victim of something racist.
That's definitely what it is.
No, it's not, because he did this for monetary gain. No matter what they said here, he had just released his album. We keep forgetting that part of this whole story. He wanted attention, and it wasn't because they'll love me more if I'm some beat up black gay guy. It was because he had a fucking album coming out.
Yeah, but doesn't that go with it though? Like,
yeah,
I don't feel like it has to be one or the other.
I mean, if I was a TV star and I was a recording star, why isn't that enough? Isn't that enough?
How are his records selling?
I don't know.
He's not getting the kind of attention that Glover gets. Nobody gives a fuck that he has a singing career. No, I think this is entirely monetarily motivated. It's not just so he can be the victim. It was for money.
I think it's both.
It's money and ego.
Yeah,
it's money and ego, and to raise his profile above whatever. I mean, but that's the thing. I mean, if I had either one of those things, if I was either a TV star or a recording artist who actually got a recording contract and had an album out, that would be beyond the moon amazing to me, just one of those things. But apparently, neither of those things by themselves was enough for the kind of attention or the kind of money or the kind of ego boost, whatever, that he required. Which just it seems, and that's kind of what this guy is pointing out, which isn't exactly rocket science. I mean, we could have figured that out ourselves, but I hadn't seen it put as starkly as this guy did, as saying, like, why wouldn't this be enough in this day and age? Why is TV star, music star not enough for somebody? Why would you need to go this extra step and put this much at risk for it?
Yeah. The reason I think it's both is because obviously it was monetary. Like he's a you know, a superstar or whatever. Things probably ain't looking the same that they were looking before. Ain't no telling what issues were coming up with that. But he also knew that type of you know, the what did you call it? The what did the author call it?
The what?
The victimhood mentality, like what
the victim status or whatever.
Yeah, like he knows that, like, looking at society or whatever, the fact that anybody would have questioned him, you know, and obviously he's an idiot because he didn't factor in the fact that a lot of these things are thoroughly investigated, but he just figured, you know, I'm black and gay, so they better not investigate this if they know it's good for him. Yeah, he was wrong. So.
But anyway, so we'll there'll be a bail hearing tomorrow. Still waiting to see if anything is said otherwise about the letter. I'm presuming the feds will wait until the local case gets dealt with before they'll deal with any federal charges.
Yeah, probably.
Just to see how that goes.
Oh boy, but he in trouble.
Well, I mean, even if he ends up getting a slap on the wrist locally, which I imagine will probably be the case. In relative terms, I don't think he'll probably do jail time. But we'll see. But even if, regardless of what that goes, do you think he has any kind of career after this?
Sure, why not?
Only because he's black and gay. And that sounds kind of fucked up, but that's the only way he could still possibly get a career somewhere. Because I'm sure there's still some sex like groups of people who are still like, I don't care what the news says, I don't care what the media says, I don't care what he says. Even if he said I did it, that's bullshit, because we aren't capable of those things. And even if he did, you know, whatever, it's fine. So maybe, but probably not.
All right. Let's see. That's all. I mean, that's the latest and greatest for Jesse that I had in front of me. So if anybody else knows of any updates that happen, I would be surprised if anything really, really new comes out. I did see that they somebody at TMZ found security footage showing the brothers buying the masks and the hats and everything.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So and in the article, I mean, you know, credit to the guy who found the video. Actually, no, he might have been an ABC guy. TMZ just posted it. Either way, the guy who found the video, he put in his tweet, like, I checked in with far too many convenience stores or whatever to find this. And I was like, well, hey, you know what? Burning shoe leather to get the story is legit. So all credit to him for finding that.
Can I just say, if at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I don't care what color the person is,
mm-hmm.
but if I'm running a convenience store and at 1 o'clock in the morning, a couple of guys come in and they buy gloves and face masks and sunglasses, I'm going to call the cops after they leave.
Yeah, it was 10 below out or whatever.
Who needs sunglasses at 10 below?
The Blues Brothers.
At 1 o'clock in the morning. I do think, because it's funny if you watch the video, the one guy is playing on his phone pretty much half of the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I wonder if he got a text from Jesse right about that.
Oh, man, if those phone records showed something like that, it's like, do you got the stuff yet?
Well, that's
probably why he didn't give his phone away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he didn't want anybody to know that he was talking to those two guys.
He's like, is it nylon or do I get like regular rope?
Yeah. I mean, which is going to chafe less?
We don't want to hurt your neck now.
Yeah, you got to be on camera in the next 3 days.
No, I don't think this is really going to hurt his career, though. He'll get a.
I hope it does. I mean, what does it take? You know, something like this.
Depends on who you are. I mean,
I guess.
In this case, I mean, it's going to be, well, at the worst, we understood why he did it.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, this was all Trump's America, guys.
Right. Like, he may have done that, but it's okay.
To be fair, there are a lot of black activist groups actively coming out, like, you know, saying like, "Fuck that dude. He needs to be."
Yeah.
They are literally saying like, he better go to jail for this.
Sharpton is one of them who came out and said that he needs,
which is hilarious,
to be held accountable.
Yeah,
that was really hilarious.
But I'm talking about the aftermath here.
Yeah.
Not the right now, the aftermath.
Yeah, after everything blows over and people forget because the next fucking story done came in.
Yep.
Well, the first thing I saw today was, and this is kind of bleeding over into fucketry time, but it's relevant. Some guy, some blue check guy on Twitter, I don't know who he is, Jussie Smollett royally messed up in what's beginning to look more like a cry for help than anything else.
Yeah, see, he's gonna be excused for this shit.
Yeah. All right. Well, anyway, how about back to something that's a bit more
you know what?
Oh.
Before you move on, let me we just used the name Al Sharpton.
Yes.
This is a man who made his name because of a false fucking police report.
Yep.
So yeah, of course Smollett's got a future. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let's see. How about an analysis from our favorite friend at CNN, Chris Cillizza?
The lizard.
Now, what question is burning in Chris's mind today? What if, I want to emphasize those two words, what if the Mueller report changes nothing?
Then it'll be exactly what I expect.
This is how he starts out. Thanks to CNN reporting.
Jesus.
Why don't you go suck your own dick? We now know that Attorney General Bill Barr is readying to receive special counsel Robert Mueller's report on Russian interference in the 2016 election. Somebody pointed this out. I forget who it was either on a show or something, how the word collusion has almost disappeared from most people when they talk about this. They say interference or occasionally meddling. But collusion isn't used as often anymore when referring to the Mueller report. It will be used in this article, just saying. But yeah, I just find that interesting. But here's the disclaimer in that same vein. Special Counsel Robert Mueller's report on Russian interference in the 2016 election and the possibility of collusion with Donald Trump's campaign.
Oh, is it a possibility now?
Now it's a possibility. As soon as next week, which is big news, capital letters big. I feel like I'm reading like a third grader report or something. For the better part of the last 20 months, we've received drips and drabs of what Mueller knows, but have never had a chance to see the whole picture or anything close to it. There have been nearly 200 criminal counts against 39 people and entities. 7 people have pled guilty, and another 4 have been sentenced to jail. But what we don't know is whether Trump himself or his son, Donald Trump Jr., or his son-in-law, Jared Kushner, might be implicated of wrongdoing by Mueller. That question has hung over Washington and Trump's presidency like a dark cloud since Mueller was named special counsel in May 2017. The assumption has long been that Mueller's report, whenever it came out, would function as a sort of last word on all of this. Yeah, you would think, after the longest and most expensive investigation into a presidential campaign ever, you would think. But I have a feeling no matter what it says, the beat will go on. It would either exonerate or implicate Trump and his closest confidants. It would, no matter what it said, change the course of Trump's presidency. And yet, now that we have at least the possibility of a light at the end of this tunnel, I am more and more convinced that the clarity that so many people want from the Mueller report may simply never come. That's not because Mueller's findings won't be clear. I mean, they might not be. But my guess is that someone...
Oh, God.
Stunning analysis of certitude from Chris Cillizza. But my guess is that someone with Mueller's background, including a decade at the head of the FBI, is going to deliver a final product that deals with the questions raised by the 2016 campaign and Russia's role in it comprehensively. I think the lack of clarity will instead arise from how the report is received. Trump has spent much of the past 18 months savaging the Russia investigation publicly, even while privately working hard to end or curtail it, as this amazing New York Times piece documents. Except he didn't. It hasn't stopped.
Night, baby, I love you too.
And everyone that they've put up on on the stand to say, did he ever ask you to mess with this? Then no.
No.
Did he ask you if he could? Yeah. But did he tell you to meddle? No. Oh. Recent polling conducted by CNN suggests that Trump's negative campaign against Mueller has had some effect. 44% approved of how Mueller had handled the investigation, while 41% disapproved in the February poll. That's down from a 50% approve, 28% disapprove number for Mueller back in September of 2018. Or maybe it's just because it's going on so long and nothing's happening. What numbers like that make me think is that no matter what is in the Mueller report, literally no matter what, capital letters, it won't change the minds of most people following the story. For people who already hate Trump, they will see the Mueller report as confirmation that the president was compromised by the Russians. For Trump's backers, they will dismiss the whole thing, aping their idol as a witch hunt and a hoax. They likely won't even engage with what's in Mueller's report, and Trump will egg them on to ignore it. So much fake news and all that. Which will leave us roughly right where we are now, which is bitterly divided without the ability to even agree on a set of facts and truths. Chris, have you been asleep for the last 2 years?
Of course he has.
Did you have any? Did you seriously think at any point that the Mueller report coming out, whatever it said, was going to unify the country one side or another?
Oh yes. Hang on. Let me explain.
Okay.
Real quick, Necrosol, thank you so much. Please don't interrupt Scribe, but I wanted to drop you some money like I gave Scribe and Satsu. Thank you. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you, Necrosol, for making sure that they didn't interrupt.
Oh my God.
Thank you.
Now, what is the one way that it would have unified everybody? If it absolutely came out and said Trump did something wrong. If it absolutely came out and said there was collusion, then 99% of people would be like, yeah, fuck that guy. That's the only way. So yeah, of course, Chris thought that's what was going to happen.
Toasted sent me a donation. They were yelling at me in chat to go look at it. It says, if hate crime is a thing, then why doesn't Jussie Smollett just go to a white neighborhood with a Black Lives Matter t-shirt on? Obviously, they don't. How did a fat version get pregnant? I don't know what that's related to. And don't be happy. Jussie will love prison because they do a lot of gay shit over there.
And thank you, Fireheart. Donation with no message. Thank you so much.
Props for the your avatar being a very, very clear representation of your name.
Well, here's the differential. So if the report had come out and it had conclusive proof that Trump and or one of his close associates did something criminal and Trump knew about it or Trump took part or whatever, you're right. Probably most people would be on the side of, yeah, prosecute or impeach or depending on what it is.
Yeah.
But if, and I know I'm not really gambling too hard by saying if the report comes out and details a whole bunch of shady things or minor campaign violations, and that's it, the people on the right will go like, well, see, it was a waste of time. And the people on the left will be like, that only says that because of obstruction. Yeah. And then the beat will go on and we'll have more investigations and we'll keep on going. I've already heard, I forget where it was. I read a story where the Democrats were talking about how regardless of what the Mueller report says, they're going to keep investigating.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah. So
that's why I said the only way that this would have united everybody is if it was a guilty thing, that he absolutely did something horrible enough to bring about impeachment.
Well, Chris Eliza doesn't seem to think that, though, because he said the opposite. He said even if it says that he absolutely 100% did something, that Trump supporters would just ignore it and pretend they didn't hear it.
Well, again, it would have to be something worthy of impeachment, not just he did something.
You'd have to have incontrovertible proof of whatever it is he did. Okay. And then whatever it is that he did would have to rise to the level of a reasonable person saying that that would qualify as a high crime and misdemeanor if you're going to talk about impeachment. That doesn't necessarily mean he's going to get taken out of the office. You could impeach him and still not take him out of the office as Clinton did. But unless they come up with something greater than a campaign violation, I don't know what else they're going to be able to do. Now, again, we haven't seen the report. We know we hear it's going to come out soon. So we'll all have some clue sooner or later if they decide to release the full thing and not redact 20% or whatever, you know.
I am thinking that at the end of this, there's going to be a campaign finance violation that results in a fine, because we know there's been campaign finance violations and they happen all the time. And that's not me covering for Trump. I mean, Obama had like the biggest one in history for a $2 million donation that he didn't report. These things happen, and that's going to be the extent of what we see from this.
And oftentimes they are, stupid errors, but they're human errors.
Well, yeah, this one's going to be for the in-kind donation for paying off what's her fuck.
Right.
It's going to be interesting regardless.
But anyway, that's all the news, quote unquote, that I had pulled up because, the biggest story of the day, Jussie. He should get his own TV show, his talk show that's called Jussie.
He probably will. I mean, I'm telling you, he's not going away.
He gets a talk show where he talks to people about the lies they tell. Because I'm an expert.
As a professional liar, I know a thing or two about people who lie.
That's right. I caused a national scandal when I made up a story about an attack, so I know what I'm talking about. Today we're going to talk to people who think that they know what's best.
Yeah. Today we're going to talk about why I hate 45.
And
anyway,
he just puts a mirror in the other seat.
Guys, with that, we're going to move on to hashtag MSS News. If there's a story you'd like us to take a look at, hit us up on the hashtag MSS News over on the Twitter machine. We can't get to them all, but that's just because Jesse is wasting our time.
Well, from Jesse to really important news from Seftus Wolf. Did you know it is now legal to defecate and urinate on Denver sidewalks?
Oh.
Is that real?
This is from a site called Joe for America. So I will read at our own peril.
You tell me.
Denver, Colorado has decriminalized public defecation in order to make life easier for immigrants and the homeless.
Oh, boy.
This has also happened in Los Angeles with predictable and disastrous results. Do you have a citation or something? Let's see. The Denver City Council had a unanimous vote to decriminalize the offense of people committing certain low-level crimes like lying in a public right-of-way, urinating in public, and panhandling. After decriminalizing defecating on sidewalks, the Chamber of Commerce will probably rename Denver as the Mile High Pile City.
Huh.
That was a stretch.
Yeah, it was a bit much.
Let's see. City leaders and immigrants' rights advocates argued that the changes will protect Denver's immigrant community from facing unintended consequences. Quote, many times it becomes a deportable offense if you've ever been convicted of even a minor ordinance violation that's punishable by a year in jail, Mark Silverstein said, legal director for the American Civil Liberties Union of Colorado. Before the vote, all violations of the Denver Municipal Code were punishable by up to a year in jail and or a fine of up to $999. The new ordinance creates a brand new sentencing category that carries out different penalties. Most municipal offenses will carry a maximum of 300 days in jail, which is not a year, technically, and up to a $999 fine. The new ordinance creates Class 1 and Class 2 offenses. Okay, Class 2 offenses, which carry a maximum 60-day jail sentence and no fine, sitting or lying in the public right-of-way, unauthorized camping on public or private property, urinating or defecating in public, panhandling, curfews and closures, storage and loading, prohibitions, whatever that means, solicitation on or near street or highway. So, like prostitution? Is a class?
Or just soliciting, like those people who clean your windshield.
Oh, sure. Okay. Anyway, so, yeah, if you're in Denver and you got to take a dump, just
do it right there.
Do it right there.
Thank you, Cryptic. It fucking stinks. I smell that shit literally every day. These dirt bags need to be hosed down. I hate Denver. And again, Cryptic, thank you. And I grew up there.
Damn.
Do y'all know what plagues are?
No, what's that?
Seriously, there's a reason we don't just leave shit everywhere.
Okay, I'm hesitant to read this story just because it's really sad and gross. But it is a thing that happened. This one comes from Massive Dynamics. I won't read it all. The headline kind of tells you enough, but Parents let toddler, 2, as in years old, drown in bath, then tried to dissolve her body in a bucket of acid.
Wonderful. Burn in hell.
Monica Dominguez, 37, and Gerald Zavala Laredo, 32, reportedly put 2-year-old Rebecca Zavala's remains in a 5-gallon bucket at their home in Laredo, Texas, then stuffed it in a closet. After they were arrested last Thursday, Dominguez told police that the unnamed youngster had drowned after being left alone in a bathtub by her mother with the shower switched on.
Wonderful.
Yeah, rot forever. Goodbye.
Jack, you're thinking of Monkey in the Morning. We have a birthday. Let's. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, fuck them. I hope they die in a fire and slowly. We have a birthday.
Aight.
It's Moonshock's birthday.
Moonshock.
Moonshock.
Torture.
Yeah, it's time to do a little Satsu torture in the middle of the show. For those of you who are new to the show, why are you new? Why haven't you been watching all this time?
Yeah.
What's your
Moonshock.
problem?
This one's for you, bud. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday and shit.
Happy birthday to you.
I hope you enjoy it and stuff.
Happy birthday, dear Moonshock.
I hate you for this song.
Happy birthday to you.
That was dreadful. Monkey, you're gonna fucking pass out. I'm gonna laugh.
I could have kept going forever if you wouldn't make me laugh. Happy birthday, Moonshock. I hope you had a great one. I really do.
All right. So this one comes from Frosted Glass. I was supposed to read it last night, but didn't have a chance. Jessica Jones and its legacy of female anger. R.I.P. to the best superheroine television show ever, says the Mary Sue.
Oh, Mary Sue.
The female anger, the stereotype that doesn't exist, the one that we hate and actively fight against every day. Yeah.
That's where periods go to thrive.
And this article does come with a spoiler alert. This post discusses plot points from the first 2 seasons of Jessica Jones. I can't honestly believe that because the first 2 seasons had no plot. When Netflix announced that they were canceling their final 2 Marvel series, Jessica Jones and The Punisher, it was hardly surprising. But it's still devastating to lose Jessica Jones, although we still have the upcoming season 3 to look forward to. Look forward. Yeah. Jessica Jones was, for me at least, says the author, not Scribe, the greatest achievement of the Netflix Marvel partnership.
Oh, fuck off. Real quick, thank you, Diesel Dave. What about Wonder Woman?
What about Wonder Woman? Hey, what about Alias? You want to talk about a female heroine? That was a great show. It's just when she was a superhero, but you know. Well, technically, I mean. And seriously, Jessica Jones was the greatest achievement of the Netflix Marvel. You didn't watch the first season of Daredevil? Really?
Oh, shit.
I mean, compared to the first season of Jessica Jones, you're telling me first season Jessica Jones surpassed Daredevil season 1?
Scribe,
really?
Important question.
Yes.
Does Daredevil have a vagina?
Not in this version of the multiverse.
Okay, then it doesn't.
There's your answer.
Quite
Vagina
simply,
wins.
Quite simply, we had never seen a superheroine of her ilk before. She lacked the wide-eyed optimism of Wonder Woman and Supergirl. She wasn't a one-note vengeance machine in a revenge saga. She wasn't. She was dark, cynical, and most compellingly, she was suffering. That is not compelling. Her being a whiny, complaining, bitter, mean, irredeemable character throughout the entire first season. Okay, sorry, rant time. All right. Here's the most irredeemable act she committed in season 1. Spoiler alert. All right. So she has 2 neighbors. They are fraternal twin brother and sister. All right. The brother, who is a harmless guy who likes Jessica, not in a romantic way, but sort of like maybe in a kind of innocent crush way, he gets murdered by the villain of the story. What does Jessica and her friends do? Well, because the body's been set in Jessica's apartment, it's kind of frame her. So instead of doing, like, I don't know, trying to get the truth to come out, they take the body and they dump it. They hide it and they tell no one. They dump it in the East River. Okay. And then what happens? Well, the twin sister's like, my brother's missing. My brother's missing. Where is he? I miss him. I love him. Where is he? She starts putting out missing posters for the brother, right? And she's outside the apartment building getting the posters ready, and she hands Jessica Jones a stack of these posters to help spread the word. Where's my brother? And what does Jessica Jones do with the missing posters she's been handed of the guy whose body she dumped and has told no one where he is? She throws them in the gutter and then stomps off like a spoiled little brat. I am not making any of that up. Fuck that character as some compelling superhero. Okay.
But she has a vagina. And she's bitchy, obviously. I mean, you just hit 2 of the things that Mary Sue loves. Bitchy and women.
Yeah. Okay, I'll read a little bit more just for the sake of, I was supposed to read this yesterday. Jessica Jones is a look at female anger and rage through a female lens. It's a simple concept, but is quietly revolutionary.
How?
Did you guys not watch? So. I'm talking, abstractly to the author of this. Did you not watch the series The Fall with Gillian Anderson? When I did my The Fall review way back when, I compared how similar, and The Fall came out years before Jessica Jones came out, how similar both the main characters of those 2 shows were, and the beats of the story and all the surrounding characters. Having a stone cold ice queen as your strong female protagonist, because apparently that's how you have a strong female protagonist who just does not feel anything at all, and having everyone around them who's female be empowered or a strong victim, and every male around them either be a complete asshole / villain or a dunce. This is not revolutionary. This is not new. It's old. It's very old.
Blind girl in chat says you're wrong that Jessica didn't dump the body.
They threw the body in the East River and went back later to pull the head off so she could use it to try to put herself in prison so that Kilgrave would come after her.
I didn't watch it, so I have no clue.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do. I watched it. Anyway, moving on. I was a bit too geared up about that one, but that ticked me off. This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Florida man became impatient on the way to buy porn. That landed him in jail, cops say. Okay. Anticipation. Oh, wait. Was he jerking off? Let's find out. Anticipation got the better of a Homestead man heading to an adult bookstore in Key Largo Monday night, and now he's in a Monroe County lockup. Amado Enrique Gara, 20, was booked into jail on charges of indecent exposure, marijuana possession, and possession of drug paraphernalia. Sheriff's deputies say he admitted to masturbating while walking along a path near mile marker 102 toward the store Monday night. A woman driving her car told deputies a man, who they say is Gara, how you say it, exposed himself to her. Deputies found him in the parking lot of the Bayside store and asked him about the incident. He admitted to masturbating in public and seeing the woman in her car. He told deputies he was on the way to buy a video and began masturbating on the way because he was, quote, impatient. Okay.
All right.
Well. Well, no.
Yeah, no matter how impatient you are, guys, don't jack off in public. Go behind a tree, for fuck's sake. Jaguar Spirit says, darn, caught you live for the first time last night, Ranting Monkey. My birthday was on Monday. Well, Jaguar Spirit, welcome to the show, and I hope you had a great birthday. And to prove that I hope you had a great birthday,
Uh-oh.
this one's for you. And a 1. And a 2. Happy birthday to you.
Oh boy.
Happy birthday to you.
I'd rather watch Jessica Jones.
Happy birthday, dear Jaguar Spirit.
What the hell?
Happy birthday to you.
What?
I hope you had a great birthday. I really do.
Okay, Scribe. That raptor that you have under your foot right now.
Let's see. This one comes from The Reaper. Large Times Square billboard ridicules Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez over major Amazon HQ withdrawal. Quote, thanks for nothing. A Times Square billboard mocked Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez for her celebration of Amazon's decision to cancel its plan to build a new headquarters in New York City. Job Creators Network, a conservative advocacy group, is behind the billboard, calling out Ocasio-Cortez for her missteps in driving away business and employment for the local company. Sorry, the local economy. I can't read today. I have an eye exam in like a week because I need to get my glasses updated because I haven't had my glasses updated since the whole eyeball blindness thing. So
Yeah.
I'm way overdue. The billboard notes that 25,000 potential jobs were lost, as well as $4 billion in lost wages. Thanks for nothing, AOC, the billboard adds. Fox News' Laura Ingraham also tweeted about the Times Square billboard. She wrote, quote, check out the sign in Times Square, thanks to Job Creators USA.
Yeah, I have it on the screen right now. It was just sent to me a few moments ago.
Let's see.
They actually at thanksaoc.com.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Let's see. In the news release, Alfredo Ortiz, Job Creators Network president, said that socialism is ultimately to blame. Quote, the Amazon pullout, that sounds so sexual, is a perfect example of what we've been saying. Socialism takes and capitalism creates, Ortiz explained. Quote, the economic consequences of Amazon's pullout is just a small taste of the harm that is to come if Ocasio-Cortez's anti-business canon comes to fruition and is made federal policy. So there you go. Let's see.
We'll come back to that later in Fucketry time.
Let's see. I already did one from you. Okay, here we go. This one comes from senior staff reporter Jack the motherfucking Cockring. If it'll come up. Okay. Facial recognition software regularly misgenders trans people. I'm sorry your bone structure is not following along with your personal wishes.
Are you fucking serious?
This is retarded.
Facial recognition software is a billion-dollar industry with Microsoft, Apple, Amazon, and Facebook developing systems, some of which have been sold to governments and private companies. Those systems are a nightmare for various reasons. Some systems have, for example, been shown to misidentify Black people in criminal databases, while others have been unable to see Black faces at all. The problems can be severe for transgender and non-binary people because most facial recognition software is programmed to sort people into two groups, male or female.
I wonder why that is.
Yeah, I can't imagine why you would do that. Because these systems aren't designed with transgender and gender non-conforming people in mind.
Is that why?
Okay, how is a machine supposed to tell your personal feelings by the shape of your face? I mean, I would be dying to know how they could program that, because once they do, we're all dead and we're in the Matrix. You know, yeah. Anyway, let's see. Something as common as catching a flight can become a complicated nightmare. It's a problem that will only get worse as the TSA moves to a full biometric system at all airports and facial recognition technology spreads. It just identifies you. I'm These biases programmed into facial recognition software means that transgender and gender non-conforming people may not be able to use facial recognition advancements that are at least nominally intended to make people's lives easier and, perhaps more importantly, may be unfairly targeted, discriminated against, misgendered, or otherwise misidentified by the creeping surveillance state's facial recognition software. That entire paragraph was one sentence.
That is fucking fascinating.
This is Motherboard.
That is unbelievably fascinating.
I would be very curious to know, and this article goes on for a while. I'm not going to read the rest of it. If somebody else does, by all means. I'm very, very curious to know what is the recommended solution to solving this
that's easy.
problem.
They don't have one. Just fix it. That's all we want. We don't care.
Easy. All you have to do is not separate them at all.
Oh. Because
they said it's a problem because they separate them into two groups. You just don't separate them at all. Problem solved.
It's so funny, man. It's ridiculous. I never understood this concept where they're just like, hey, you know what you should do if you ever want to make a product and want to have a successful business? You need to specifically cater to the smallest possible demographic. And then to sell your product, and then you'll be super rich.
Thank you, Diesel Dave. My niece tried to tell me she was non-binary. I told her she was retarded. I think your diagnosis is probably more correct than hers.
She was regarded.
I don't think that's what he meant to say.
Oh, is that the banning thing on the super chat?
Is.
Oh, I thought it was a clever use of words. Let's see. I'll do two more here. This one comes from Mashisu. Am I allowed to read this story? Apparently not. Because wait, I've already had my the Chicago. It's probably from Jesse Smollett stories. Okay, I can't read this because I've got my Max on Chicago Tribune stories. I'll read the abstract from the tweet. More than 60 dogs arrived at a suburban Chicago animal hospital this week after being rescued from a South Korean dog meat farm. Now they're waiting to find forever homes.
All right.
A dog meat farm. I guess that's a thing.
Yum.
And lastly, this has been all over the place today and been a spark of new outrage. This one comes from Jim Healis. Ghostbusters sequel director's comments about new film creates backlash.
Oh, God. The comment that I saw on this was unfucking believable. Like, and the thing that they quoted, I'm sure you're going to read it or whatever, but the particular portion that they quoted was the most mundane. It had absolutely nothing to do with sex or anything like that. It was just like I want to give the original fan some love or whatever. And it was like, this is really hateful comment towards women. And it's just like,
Real quick before we get there, Pinkala says you missed a big part. They were shipped from a South Korean dog farm on a plane.
Well, I missed it because I couldn't read the article.
Yeah, I couldn't read. All right. So they're refugee dogs?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right.
Well, thanks for ruining the whole story, Satsu.
That was the whole story?
What was the story?
From a conceptual level, Ghostbusters fans have generally been excited that a new sequel is being developed, yet comments from co-writer and director Jason Reitman about the project haven't sat well with some viewers. The project was confirmed to be ignoring the events of the 2016 reboot of the film. Well, I'll tell you what, here's a secret. The 2016 reboot of the film ignored the events of the first two movies. Just so you know. Which disappointed some fans. And Reitman recently claiming he was handling the franchise to the fans has caused backlash against the director on social media. Quote, "This is going to be a love letter to Ghostbusters," Reitman shared on Bill Burr's Monday Morning podcast. Quote, "I love this franchise. I grew up watching it. I consider myself the first Ghostbusters fan. I was like 7 years old when that movie came out, and I love it. I want to make a movie for my fellow Ghostbusters fans," unquote. The filmmaker's comments about making a movie for, quote, fellow Ghostbusters fans, unquote, in conjunction with the plan to ignore the 2016 reboot, immediately disappointed fans of that film, all 5 of them, as the implication is that true fans didn't enjoy that movie.
That's
Because
right.
they didn't.
Look at the box office, guys. They didn't. They really didn't. I mean, seriously, take a look at the box office take updated for inflation from the original movie and compare that to 2016. You tell me. Reitman continued that train of thought by noting his film would, quote, hand the movie back to the fans, unquote. On social media, fans were not only disappointed by Reitman's dismissal of the 2016 and his comments that demonstrate his gatekeeping of the franchise. Well, I mean, his father did help create the first one. I don't know. But they also expressed how it was the fans who engaged in sexist harassment campaigns towards the 2016 reboot and the overall toxic reception of the project. Yeah, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm. It was the fans who came out at first and said, hey, if you are curious about this movie or want to go see it and you're an original fan, fuck you, because this isn't for you. This is for us, and we're taking it from you, and you need to just get over it. Yes, the fans were the ones who started that shit. Of course.
Now, how much more money do you think this actual sequel will make compared to the reboot?
If it even gets halfway decent reviews, it'll fucking blow it away.
Yeah. Especially if they get Bill Murray back as Venkman of the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, they won't have to say, well, we almost broke even.
Yeah.
Look, we almost made a profit if you don't count all the marketing we put into it and people still didn't watch.
You know what one of the marketing tricks was for the original Ghostbusters? Well, there's a couple of scenes in the movie, and you see this. You see them jogging down the streets of New York in full costume, right? Well, they filmed that stuff guerrilla style. They didn't have, nobody knew there were any cameras. They're just guys running down the street. And so word of mouth spread about the Ghostbusters before the movie was even finished. It was like viral marketing before there was really viral marketing, you know? Oh, that was great. Anyway, there you go. There's the stories for the day.
Thank you for the submissions, guys.
Well, that particular story pissed me off because essentially what we're seeing now is like if we do one of those sitcom flip of the screens, it was like, this movie is ours, it belongs to us, we are taking it from you because we don't want you to have it anymore. Fuck you, man, babies, this is not yours, it's ours now. And then the screen flips and they're just like, whoa, wait a minute, you guys are getting your own version of this movie now? That's not fair, you're taking that away from us. But none of the people are saying like, this isn't for you, this is not for you, you can't go see this. They're just saying, you guys got your movie, now we're gonna make ours and we're gonna enjoy it and you can enjoy it too. And they're like, no, you're taking stuff away from us and you're saying that we don't get to enjoy that. And I'm like, no, that's what you literally said before. And then you're taking what this dude is saying and implying that that's what he means because that's exactly what you did. I fucking hate it. I hate hypocrites.
Well, the one part that the 2016 movie didn't do, they didn't come out and say, this is for Ghostbusters fans.
Yeah, no. They literally explicitly said this is not for Ghostbusters fans. Do not come and see this because it isn't for you. It's for us, and it belongs to us. That's exactly what they said. But, whatevs.
Corey, you brought up something that 2016 Ghostbusters doesn't get enough shit for. The original movie had a very catchy song.
That's
the
true.
Second movie had a very catchy song. And then the third movie came out, and oh boy, was it Green Day who did that? The abomination of a remix of the Ghostbusters song.
Oh no, I remember. No, it wasn't Green Day, was it?
I don't know. It was some fucking emo band that nobody cares about anymore, and it was fucking horrible. They did Fall Out Boy. Thank you.
Oh right, Fall Out Boy.
Told you, some fucking emo band.
Romance.
Yeah, it was so bad, so fucking bad. They fucked that movie up from start to finish, including the soundtrack, for fuck's sake. How bad do you have to do that? Anyway, guys, thank you for the submissions. We're going to move on now to YouTube time, which brings us to Mr. Satsu. What did you do today?
Not a damn thing. I hung out with Squishy all day.
There you go. Good enough. Mr. Scribe, what did you do?
I finished up the script for my next video, and I went through the source video pieces that I chopped up, and I removed as much of the long, creepy pauses that the guy had in there as I could that made sense. And so the original running time of the video was about just slightly above 9 minutes. When I took out all the creepy pauses, I was left with 8 minutes, 15 seconds. So there's a total of 45 seconds of that thing of him just staring at the camera, looking morose and not saying anything. Anyway, so you guys, huh?
I said, was it Tonka?
No, sorry.
That's a dead air joke.
No, but I will say that there are portions of his commentary where I couldn't take out the pauses because he's putting them in between a consistent thought or notion. So you will still see bits and pieces of what I took out because it all looks the same, and he's got the same look on his face. It is the saddest look. I don't know how else to say it. Anyway, I hope to record the audio for that tomorrow, and I'll start putting that together in the next day or so. But also remember, on Sunday at noon Pacific time, 8 p.m. GMT, I will be streaming with Diesel Dave for Familiar with the Matter regarding long-haul trucking.
All righty. Let's see. I did my monkey in the morning last night. I was supposed to do it at like 7 in the morning because last night was our night off from games. So I tried to go to sleep and I couldn't. So I got up and I was like, fuck it. Let's go ahead and do the stream now. And about halfway through, Undoomed jumped in there. So got a nice discussion with Undoomed. Jack and Dax were there as well. And then I was on Ghost Poo this afternoon, where Undoomed showed up, and I got to talk to him for quite a while. It was a good time both times. So check those out. Other than that, yeah, I didn't get shit done. But I got to hang out with Little Butt today, so that's always a win. She's so stinking cute, y'all. Oh my God. So I'm coming down. She's getting ready to leave, right? And I'm slowly making my way down the stairs. And she comes to the landing at the bottom of the stairs. She goes, I'll come help you. And she walks up the stairs and grabs my hand and helps walk me down the stairs.
Oh.
I love my Little Butt.
Oh, that's so nice.
She's such a sweetheart. And with that, guys, it's fucketry time. Do you guys have some fucketry? Satsu, you said you were basically offline all day. Did you see anything?
I saw that Ghostbusters post. Let me see if I can find it because it's a thread. I'm not gonna read the whole thing, but she was going the fuck off. Like the part that she was responding to, it didn't seem all that crazy. Oh, also, since I'm scrolling past it, I saw The Root put out an article that says Covington Catholic MAGA hat teen who helped terrorize Native American activist is suing the Washington Post. So I'm like, and you will be getting sued next week.
I was about to say, they just joined the party, The Root.
Yeah, they just say, hey, we want to get sued too. Fucking idiots, man.
I'm sorry, while you're still looking for that, I've heard that if you're not a public figure, which these boys weren't when this started, it is much easier to win these kind of cases. It's a lot different if you're a public figure because people are allowed to say a lot more about you.
Right.
And if that's true, these guys are just going to settle left and right.
Oh yeah.
I don't think they're going to give him $250 million, but they'll offer him 10.
Oh, here's an interesting side note. Apparently, the law that sort of indemnifies people from being sued by public figures because they're public figures is being challenged in, or at least I believe it's being questioned, let's say, by Clarence Thomas in the Supreme Court.
Good.
Because by his reckoning, there's nothing in the Constitution that somehow sets public figures outside the realm of being able to defend themselves against libel.
Yeah, that Reno, that's what I'm calling you. Reno just said in there, Clarence Thomas has stated he's looking to overturn Sullivan. Yeah.
Right. That's what it was.
Let me get these super chats before you jump in there again. Did you find your story, Satsu, or your thing?
I found one of them.
So let me get these real fast. Diesel Dave, thank you. The one night I actually slept and I missed Undoomed. Yes, that's why you should never sleep. You should always be waiting for Monkey in the morning. And Krampus from Kansas, thank you so much. There's a small group of people saying that Jesse should not go to prison as a punishment. If he shouldn't, what should his punishment be? Also, little butt for president. Look, she is the kindest, sweetest, most hard-ass child you will ever meet in your life. Guys, community service just doesn't seem to quite do it. Not for what he did.
Okay, well then, is there a poetic punishment or service that he should undertake given what he did?
He should have to work on Trump's campaign and wear a MAGA hat every day for the rest of his life.
So one of the statements in relation to the Ghostbusters thing was, are these the fans who basically shit themselves in public because the previous Ghostbusters movie, because it had women in it, which wasn't the case and wasn't the reason, because I'm not going to lie, I don't want to see the movie that caters to those sort of dim-witted chuckle fucks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you don't have to pay for it.
But he was also saying the fact that people had an issue with the movie and bitched about it was a problem. So he decided to bitch about this new movie in the exact same fashion. But, he's different because he's on the right side of this, of the bitching, I guess. But let me see. Let me find this other one real quick. Shit. This is why I need to fucking save these or whatever, because I always check my likes to see who liked it or whatever, and I can usually find it really quick. Oh, here it is. So she said, "Hi, Jason Reitman. Can we have a chat about this little comment you made? Because let me tell you, golly, does it not only completely disregard female fans of Ghostbusters, it actively supports the behaviors of the festering open wombs known as men online."
He said Ghostbuster fans with no gender noted.
By the way, my sister loved Ghostbusters.
I mean, me and my sister loved Ghostbusters was actually the very first movie my sister was ever taken to. My mother was having a baby shower at our house, and my dad wanted to get us out of the way. And so he took... Okay, so Ghostbusters was like 1984?
Yeah.
Yeah, so my sister was 4 years old, and I was 5, and the first movie he takes us to is Ghostbusters. We shit ourselves. It was so scary. And we never stopped. My dad bought a copy on VHS sometime later, and every time we'd watch it, when the librarian part came up, we'd hide under a blanket. This went on for years.
I had forgotten just how scary parts of that are, especially, looking at it through the eyes of a child.
Oh, I mean, the special effects are on par with what you would have seen in like Poltergeist. I mean, they didn't scrimp on the effects trying to make them actually scary. That was what's so great about the movie. It was all these genres mixed together perfectly.
Yeah, there's an entire feed of her going the fuck off. I mean, like really going in on this little clip that she had put up. I'll link it so you guys can check out the whole thing, because I want these guys to be able to share what they found today. But yeah, that's about all I got into.
Scribbles?
I kind of already did mine, the Jussie Smollett thing. The only other thing I saw today was a tweet from Jussie Smollett from 2010, where he was saying something to the effect of like, liars are awful. They can smell their own shit or something. And I retweeted that as a hot take.
Well, yeah, we had the one, I mean, just 2 days before. Was it 2 days before, 2 days after, something like that? The hoax with the letter. He tweeted something out like that about
right.
You can spot phonies. There's phonies everywhere. Like Jesse's. That's called a setup right there. Oh, let's see. I didn't have a lot today, but I have a lot to say about what I have. First up was Miss Cortez.
Oh,
Miss Cortez. She tweeted. This is part of an actually long thread about her bullshit with the Amazon deal. But this is the second one, I think. Frankly, the knee-jerk reaction, assuming that I don't understand how tax giveaways to corporations work, is disappointing. No, it's not possible that I could come to a different conclusion. The debate must be over my intelligence and understanding instead of the merits of the deal. Yeah, dumbass, because it is.
Is your conclusion based on facts and reasoning?
What are those?
One, she talks about how there were other things, and she doesn't actually mention what they were. Do you know what one of the biggest complaints about this was? I've mentioned it before. One of the biggest complaints about the Amazon deal was that there was going to be a helipad.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And people who lived in the poor neighborhoods nearby were going to have to see a helicopter fly over.
In New York?
Seriously, that was one of the biggest complaints, guys. You can look that up. It doesn't get much press because it sounds like, wait, are you fucking kidding? You stopped 25,000 people from getting jobs because somebody might have to see a fucking helicopter once in a blue moon? But yeah, that's absolutely true. But in her first post, she was not sure how many pundits talking about Amazon even read the deal or where it was going. 500 plus million of the deal was capital grants. That's in... she has asterisks around both sides.
Okay.
2.5 billion in tax breaks. It's fair to ask why we don't invest the capital for public use and why we don't give working people a tax break. Look, in New York, yeah, you should give working people a tax break. You guys tax the shit out of everyone. But up until this point, somebody's apparently sat her down and explained the talking points to her. Because up until this point, she's actually talked about giving that $3 billion to the people of New York.
That's not how tax... Does she understand what a tax break means? It's
No,
not money
she doesn't.
you have. It's money that you're not charging someone.
Thank you, Diesel Dave. They'd probably just think it was a ghetto bird. Bird. Yeah, no, she's treated it like that was money that the state already had that they should just give to people. Like, no. All that is saying that when you guys move in, okay, we're not going to take this much more from you. Meanwhile, as that billboard pointed out, you're talking about with the jobs they were talking about giving out, the average pay for those jobs was between $100,000 and $150,000.
Jesus.
Yeah, $100,000 for 25,000 people comes out to $2.5 billion.
Oh my God.
So lowballing it. $2.5 billion just in pay. But hey, look, man, somebody was going to have to see a fucking helicopter, and we can't have that. Not in New York.
You know, that little tax break thing reminds me of, there was a story during the early days of the financial crisis where the sob story CNN put up, and this is long before Lords of the Night, I was reading CNN stories. The sob story was put up about this mother who was going to lose her home, her newly bought home, because 6 months previous, she had landed a $900,000 a year job. And so she bought her $1 million dream home. And I'm like,
for fuck's sake.
I'm not even kidding. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? When you say that you get a $900,000 a year job, that doesn't mean you suddenly have $900,000 to spend.
No, you don't. I mean, oh God.
Anyway.
Jesus fuck. Let's see. The next one I had, and where's this? Oh, this is actually a cool story, and it was sent to me by New Fate. Sorry, you guys know how I am with my Constitution and stuff. There was a Supreme Court decision today where they unanimously ruled that states cannot just seize everything from people who are caught doing crimes.
Oh, right. The asset forfeiture stuff.
Yes. And this case revolved around a man, what's his name? Tyson Timms. He was arrested in 2015 for selling heroin to police officers, which he copped to. He's like, "Yep, I did it," and he went to jail for a year. Well, he was under house arrest for a year. and then 5 years probation. On top of that, they seized his Land Rover. Now, the Land Rover he had bought with money that he got from his dad's life insurance payout.
Oh, okay.
And he's like, it's not fair that you guys get to take that. It wasn't bought with ill-gotten gains, which is what they use for the forfeiture bullshit. This is a law that has been abused severely over the years. And the Supreme Court unanimously went, fuck y'all. And it's long past time they did that. So, and again, unanimous. Even Ginsburg was up there like, I don't know what's happening, but this is wrong.
Now, Monkey, she's a hero.
Look, she gets some right once in a while. Representative Eric Swalwell, that's how you say his name.
Yeah.
He was in New York today, y'all. And he tweeted out a picture of himself walking through the snow, and it says, "It's snowing in New York. I need coffee. The closest cafe is inside Trump Tower. This is me walking to an alternative."
I responded to that when I tweeted out, so partisanism is greater than pragmatism.
Motherfucker, this is how brave our lawmakers are these days. I will walk to another coffee shop 15 feet away. Because, I'm not giving my $5 to, well, let's be honest, it's coffee in New York, so probably $45 to Donald Trump, because that would make him a rich man. Oh, God, there was the other one I wanted to talk about, and I forget what it was. We had a hashtag trending yesterday, and I read through a lot of these on Lords of the Night, or not Lords of the Night, Monkey in the Morning. It was yesterday trending. I am the radical left.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's as dumb as you might expect. Most of the people, I was expecting it to be ironic, like you go over there and like, I'm a mom of 3 and I'm radical left. Or, I'm a hardworking farmer and I'm radical left. No, it's exactly what you would expect. But there was one that really stood out to me. It's this young girl. She's 15. She said, I'm 15. I'm worried about what'll happen living under Trump.
Uh-huh.
I'm worried about getting shot in school.
Uh-huh.
And I'm worried about what we'll do after global warming. I want you to think about after global warming. Don't think about that part too hard.
Okay, sorry. I can't help myself.
This is a 15-year-old girl. And everything she wrote there is about how worried she is.
Mm-hmm.
Is that really what you guys want to be? We always hear that the right is the one spreading hate and fear. There was nothing but fear from this girl.
Yeah.
And that's what you're raising. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Stop it. You're scaring children, for fuck's sake. Oh, that's the other one I wanted to talk about. And I don't have a story about this, but Disney Channel, I think, was the first one to pull their ads from YouTube today.
Oh, for what?
Well, there's this asshole running around. What's the name of his hashtag? God damn it. I just had it up and I changed my screen. I apologize so much. Keemstar's been in a fight with his asshole for a few days. He's been trying to get here it is. But that doesn't have the hashtag. Oh, hashtag YouTube wake up. And he's been going around trying to get advertisers to pull their ads from YouTube because he came across some stuff he didn't like. And he's not wrong about some of the stuff he was talking about. Like pictures of or videos of little girls in bathing suits, playing in the yard or whatever, and they get uploaded. And some fucking pedo comments on it. And Keemstar says, he saw this guy's video. He's like, cool. I immediately reached out to YouTube, talked to them out like, guys, you got to do something. And they went out and did stuff like removing comments, whole comment sections, locking down some of the people who were reposting this and making it more sexual than it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
So YouTube actively took a role here, actively went out there like, hey, let's fix our shit. But no, this guy wants advertisers to leave YouTube over it. And he's getting his way. So we're having another adpocalypse, y'all.
Oh, God.
Yeah, because this ginger chuckle fuck needs attention. Look, it's good what he did, because I've seen those before too, where you run across, because Little Butt watches a lot of those videos. She's not allowed to watch YouTube anymore at all, but when she did watch it, she would just, chain watch things, and there'd be kids playing, and yeah, you come across one, there's a little girl in a bathing suit because that's what she was wearing that day. And then you read the comments, and there's some fucking disgusting piece of shit in there talking about how hot the little girl is.
Oh.
Absolutely, just get rid of the comments on that. That's fine. I have no problem with that at all. But yeah, YouTube was actually doing something. No, it's not Copper Cab, and I don't know his name. Give me a second, guys. I will see if I can find it. Is this him? Yeah, Matt Watson. Matt's What's It's on the Twitter machine there. Yeah, so he's out there kicking up a new oh, well, that's disgusting. Well, here's a video Keem tweeted out from the guy. Just take a look at that. You tell me if he's got a leg to stand on. Granted, he's not looking at kitty stuff, but still, fuck that guy. Dax says, thanks. That was fucking with Bear, Undoomed, and we could not remember his fucking name. Okay. There's this really cool thing out there called Google.
What?
Yeah, you can look shit up.
No. You lie.
But yeah, that was the thing. And then the other thing, YouTube did something really stupid yesterday too. Matt Christensen got a strike on his channel.
For what?
You remember the Chicago assholes who kidnapped that guy and beat the fuck out of him and filmed it all?
Yep.
Matt had a copy of that video privated on his channel, just for a reference thing. It wasn't, an actual video. It's just a copy of that.
Sure.
He got a strike for violent imagery.
Wait, for having public police evidence privated on his channel.
Yeah. Now,
yeah.
I don't know if he got the strike removed yet. I haven't seen today. This was yesterday that I saw it. But yeah, YouTube gave him a strike for that. And he reached out to them on Twitter, and they answered him finally. But then as he was talking to them on Twitter, they told him that they couldn't remove it because they couldn't make an exception for him for it being for whatever. I don't know what exception it would have been. Yeah, we couldn't do that.
That's ridiculous.
Matt, update. Even though YouTube is implementing a new first offense warning policy next week, my 3-month stream ban stands despite this being my first offense. This is fucking insane. That was still yesterday. Apparently now his account is fine as of last night. But yeah, he got a strike for that shit.
So, and just imagine if it was anyone other. I mean, Matt's not like millions and millions of subscribers or something, but he's got a decent following. He's got a decent subscribership. If it was anybody else, they wouldn't have any traction whatsoever.
No, they'd be screwed.
Yeah, I'd be totally screwed. Again, to have a reference video of something that is public information and has been played on the news zillions of times.
But hey, well, yeah, you know what? I know CBS, CNN, ABC, all of these people who have YouTube channels covered that story and showed footage from that story.
Yep.
But it's okay. Their crime scene videos unrestricted on YouTube. Yeah, it's weird how they hit him for that. Because typically, look, it is possible for somebody to go back through your library, find something they didn't like that you do, and report you for it 2 years later. But this was, sad boy, stop it. This was this wasn't something the public could see. it was, I mean, it's not like somebody could have went and reported him for that. It was that, yeah, it's weird. So, YouTube, fix your shit. Anything else, guys?
Not that comes to mind.
No.
Yeah, because the only other thing I saw today was Smollett. It was Smollett everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, and okay, we need to talk about roaming millennial.
Oh, what happened?
Roaming, we got to talk, sweetie. You know I love you, but you're just wrong here. This gentleman named Caleb Hull, I think, was trying to get himself ratioed because he tweeted out this: barbecue anywhere outside of New York is extremely average at best, and those who think otherwise, especially those in Texas, haven't experienced culture. Either he was trolling or he's hit his head. New York City barbecue ain't got nothing on anywhere else in the country. I'm pretty sure even San Francisco can make barbecue better than y'all.
You've been to Texas anytime?
Well, he says especially those in Texas.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Roaming tweeted out this. This tweet is getting ratioed, and I can't help but laugh because all barbecue sucks no matter where it's from.
Ooh, them's fighting words.
Look, my Canadian little friend here. You're wrong. You're just wrong. Stop it. Get help.
Yeah.
Where is the best barbecue, Monkey?
Well, I haven't been all over. The best I've ever had was in one of my friend's backyard. His dad made the best in Virginia. That shit was good.
My comment to that was, and to think I considered you a person I associated with a few times.
Yeah, you're just wrong. Roaming. Hanging out with those people at the Blaze has fucked you up.
Is that where she works?
Yeah, she works for the Blaze now.
I don't keep track of everyone's.
She works for Colonel Sanders. Have you seen him?
No.
What the fuck is his name? Glenn Beck? Yeah, he looks like
fucking. Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, he had the glasses and the beard now. Yeah, that's true.
He looks like fucking Colonel Sanders. Got the Van Dyke going on. It's all white. Like, oh my god. But yeah, sweetie, get some real food. I know you're Canadian, and you're half white, half Asian. Eat barbecue. It'll make you feel better. And with that, guys, it's your time. We're gonna go ahead and move it on over to you. Questions, comments, concerns, any of that kind of stuff, throw it into the chat now. We'll do our best to answer or respond. Don't forget, after this, we'll be over on 2 Cents Plus on the 7 Days to Die open server. If you have the game on Steam, you can come join us. The information is in the Discord, which is linked below. If not, just come watch. It's a lot of fun. Fucketry everywhere during that. So
everywhere.
How much money would you guys make? How much money would you guys? Are you asking? Would it take to make a sitcom? I only have $24 in my PayPal account. I would love to make a sitcom. If they'd pay the three of us to go hang out and be silly, yeah, that'd be great. But
how is this not already a sitcom?
Exactly. It is kind of a situational comedy, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, the situation is the world around us.
And us laughing at it. Oh, man. I tweeted to her dumbest thing ever said by a Canadian. Hey, look, she's half white, half Asian. What does she know? Do you think Jesse Smollett wants to go to prison because he wants gay shit in there? Probably not. He can get that for free anywhere out on the streets. I mean, he lives in Chicago, for fuck's sake.
And he's a celebrity, and he's a music star or whatever. So
yeah, grinder. Pyrus, thank you. Oh, God, I don't mean to say thank you. Pyrus, question. I do thank you for the question, though. Monkey, do you pay Dax to stream with all the time you do, or do you just have compromising pictures of him with a giraffe and a bowling ball?
Wow.
No, he freely joins, and he pimps out his Streamlabs while we're doing it. Same as, and people do it for him too, like Nuts and Opinionated Scotsman.
Okay, now we need some of our resident artists to come up with something that's compromising involving Dax, a giraffe, and a bowling ball.
There you go.
Oh boy.
Dom O'Leary asks, if you had to, would you lose your sight, smell, feel, or taste?
If I had to, out of those 3 options, which would I take?
4. It's sight, smell, feel, or taste.
Probably smell.
I'd probably of those, if I had to pick one, I'd pick taste. I think all the other ones are, in comparison, relatively necessary to enjoying life. I understand.
Enjoy life if I couldn't enjoy food anymore. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, but half of enjoying food is the smell. So you could still probably enjoy food because you could smell it real good. You know what you'd be eating.
I would go with feel because I feel way too much.
Oh, that's true.
Toast asks, how'd the fat virgin get pregnant? This is a story they covered on Ghost Poo. Some Chinese chick, Chinese? Yeah, I think Chinese, claiming that she was a virgin and got pregnant. I don't know, dude. I wasn't there. Somebody could have jacked off in her, man. All it takes to get pregnant is sperm meeting an egg, and there's several ways to get sperm in there. I don't recommend them, but there's ways to get sperm in there without actually having sex.
Turkey baster.
There you go. Spit. I don't know. Do you know what poutine is? How do you say that?
Poutine.
Poutine. Isn't that? It's some weird food, isn't it?
It's like a fried something or other. God, I think I had one down when I visited New Orleans, but I don't remember. Potato, something. I forget now.
I thought that was like a Canadian thing. Like,
I don't know.
Or is that poutine?
Poutine, is that what this is? How you say it? I don't know how to say it.
Poutine.
We get asked about it occasionally on the show, Matt, but my memory sucks. So
yeah, I thought that was like the Canadian fries with the cheese curds and the gravy or some shit.
Oh, is that what that is?
I think so. Yeah.
Satsu, do you play Smash Brothers or Splatoon?
I don't play either one of those games.
Splatoon. I've seen people play that. I've never played it.
I do not like Splatoon, and Smash Brothers is. I'm not interested anymore.
Oh, there was 2 T's instead of 2 O's in that. I get you. Why are the pretty ones always so dumb? Because they can be.
Or insane. There's or combination thereof sometimes. Not always, sometimes.
Bruh.
Because they can still get through life. Connor, thank you so much. Did you know Shaun of the Dead is turning 15 soon?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah.
I love that movie.
I didn't, but now I do.
Yeah.
What's the lore behind the Lords of the Names? The Lord's name starting with P. Kind of accidental, really.
Yeah, because I called Monkey Lord of Pain, and then because she got her dog Jinx, I called her Lord of Puppies, SDA. And then when it came time to try to figure out other names, it was just like, well, it wasn't intentional that those were 2 P words, but then it became sort of like, well, we have to come up with a P word for Lord names now. So basically it.
The greatest story you shouldn't have asked about.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. Do you guys
I'm
think
a bad storyteller?
No, it's just not that interesting of a story. Like I said, it was accidental. Do you think Family Guy is dying a slow, painful death? I've never been a fan, so I couldn't tell you.
I barely ever watched it, so I don't know.
I mean, it was bound to happen at some point. It's been going for a long time. You only can joke about so many things.
The Simpsons should have gone off the air years ago.
Yeah, and now they you can tell that both them and the Simpsons have to kind of rely on current events because can't really talk about old shit anymore. Telling the same racist jokes or other jokes about people in general. You know, you get to the point to where you've told them all, and it's becoming illegal to do any more. So it's not like any new ones are coming.
Yeah, because even when the Simpsons made fun of the whole Apu thing, they came out and apologized afterwards.
They were so milquetoast about it.
Yeah.
You douchebags. I heard that Far Cry New Dawn isn't doing well rating-wise. Do you think it was better or worse than the others? On Steam, it has a mostly positive rating with over 1,300 people rating it. I haven't heard anything about bad ratings for it. Where does it fall? I think it's. I would probably rate them 5, 3, and then New Dawn, and then the others kind of jumble together for me. But I really like New Dawn.
Yeah, New Dawn is fine. It's a good game. It's more of 5 if you like 5 with a little twist.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my god, I knew they were gonna do this. Somebody modded Shaggy into Jump Force.
Let the Shaggy thing die, people.
He looks awesome too. That's the sad part.
Shaggy!
Fucking hipsters have grabbed onto the ultimate hipster. What percentage of anime sexual harassment is instantly responded to with violence?
What?
Is that a quantifiable question?
Well, it's Devil Fruit, and he says 90%, maybe.
Possibly. You're talking about like in the show?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, that's probably an accurate number.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in the
because
show.
usually like the clips that I see that are relatively innocent, like some guys like staring at some guy's boobs or some guy's boobs. Well, that does too happen to an anti, but some girl's boobs and then he gets slapped across the face.
Yeah.
Thing.
Yeah, like I see a lot of dudes get their ass kicked for just looking at a chick wrong. So maybe.
Dumbass of Fuck, Marry, Kill of Shives, Riley, and Lindsay. I don't like that game. All three. There we go. I get the bowling ball part, but what's the giraffe for? I don't know.
Companionship.
What happened? Oh, I'm sorry.
What was the giraffe for in the Dax thing?
Who knows?
Can you get blind press on again? Maybe someday. Satsu, how much would you pay Monkey and Scribe to pull a Jesse Smollett?
What?
What on Satsu? Like where we'd be the Nigerian brothers?
I don't think I have enough money to pay them to do that.
I'll do it for $5.
Oh well.
Goldfish and some pepper jack.
We'll talk after. Oh damn, y'all are cheap. Hell yeah, let's get it going.
All right.
Be famous.
And then Satsu will go to jail. Me and Scribe will still be famous, and I'll feel bad for Satsu. But when he gets out, the band will be back together. Holy shit, chat, stop jumping. There were we. Okay. It was the Holy Spirit ? What was the Holy? That's not a question. That's cheating, Ramen. Ramen, have you always had? Oh wait, that's actually Ramen Noodles. Did he change his name?
I don't know.
Okay, is that you, Ramen? That sounds like a stupid question. I asked a man named Ramen if that's ramen, but French fries and cottage cheese. French fry. Oh, catching up to it. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you had the poutine thing, whatever. Krampus, thank you. Everyone knows Kansas City barbecue is the best. Go to Q39 and admit your faults. Any Southern barbecue. I mean, it's so good and they're so different. So enjoy.
I went to
Random.
Oh, sorry.
Random ass, what did I miss? I'm guessing chromosomes, my friend. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Scribe.
I was going to say I went to a family reunion once in Texas, and there were 4 different versions of barbecued chicken from 4 different parts of my family. And they all tasted different, and they were all amazing.
Well, yeah, you can cook a lot of things in different ways and still have them be good. And I know there's, the fights about, here and there, but New York City barbecue, really? I'm sorry, really?
Doesn't sound right. New York City ribs are pretty good, depending on how they're done.
New York, you got your pizza. That's what you get. Stop it. Toasted asked, if racism is still relevant, why doesn't Jesse go to a redneck place with a BLM shirt?
Yeah, we had somebody said something like that earlier, like Black Lives Matter shirt in a white neighborhood and see what happens, which will be nothing, probably.
Lords of the Night, paper or plastic? When I wasn't crippled, I preferred paper. I just like it better. But carrying things is a lot harder now, so I need handles.
Yeah, plastic because rain and paper don't mix.
Is it my imagination or the skimpier women's shoes are, the more fucking expensive they are?
Well, they're more delicately made in those cases, and people can justify somehow in their minds to overprice them. We learned that from the Payless shoes joke.
Yeah. Diesel Dave, thank you. Tacos from a roach coach are awesome. I would imagine it depends which roach coach.
Yeah.
Where were we?
By the way, if anybody cares, plastic for me now.
Are you looking forward to Alaskan Truck Simulator? I like the American Truck Simulator game, but I've never seen a reason to buy more than one.
The truck.
You're just driving on highways. That's the same question again. Ebony really wants us to kick your ass, Satsu.
What happened?
She asked the story or the question about us pulling a Jussie on you. Have you read any scary stories to tell in the dark? They're making a show on them.
They're making a movie. Right? Yeah, and I read them when I was a kid. The one that I remember the most is where the girl had like what she thought was a pimple on her face, and then it bust open and a bunch of little baby spiders came out.
That's the one that I saw on the Super Bowl ad that they did. That was the one that they were showing.
Oh, are they actually doing that in the movie? I haven't seen the trailer. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the one that always stuck out in my mind. There's a whole bunch of others that were weird, but for some reason that one was always the one that I remember the most.
Did you read Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark, Satsu?
No.
Which liberal celebrity are you annoyed by the most? You hear me bitch about them and stuff on here, but when I'm done, I don't even think about them. I don't care.
Monkey, you ever watched Martin back in the day? Martin Lawrence?
Oh yeah.
Martin Lawrence.
I'm gonna post something for you guys in the Twitter. see if you get the reference. Oh man, the shit I see on Facebook.
Do you think the last episode of The Simpsons will break the record for the last episodes, including any record of last episodes, including MASH?
No.
No. I think it'll come and go without a bang.
15 years ago, maybe, not now.
See, I still like The Simpsons, what I've seen of it. The Apu thing really put me off just because it's like, okay, you guys have, what can you joke about now? Because all you gotta do is have somebody whine.
Exactly.
It's exactly what South Park was making the joke about during their Cartoon Wars thing. Once you pull something because somebody's offended, you have to start pulling everything.
Mm-hmm.
Harville asks, what do you think of the Fencing Federation in France officially recognizing lightsaber dueling as a competitive sport?
I think it's cool. I think it'd be more appropriate if they just like admitted this is kendo with some flourish. But hey, it's fun. It's harmless. Go for it.
Okay, I sent it.
Monkey Lint says Shaggy is not a hipster. He's a stoner crime fighter. He's the original hipster. You guys just don't realize it. That's what they all started dressing. I want to be Shaggy when I grow up. Like turducken? Ask Orpheus. I am not sure what we're talking about there.
Well, I mean turkey, duck, chicken, the mix.
Chicken, yeah.
Yeah, I've had it before. I don't remember hating it. It just tasted like meat.
Howdy do, you rotten degenerates? That's not a question. Well, I guess it is. I guess that's kind of a question. Howdy do.
How do you do, Monkey?
I do well, brown coat. How you doing? Giraffes have long tongues, ranting monkey.
Oh. Pro tip.
Do they respond to peanut butter the way dogs do? Did you guys hear that the Darkest Dungeon is going to have a sequel? I didn't. I've never actually played that.
I have. I bought it when it was on sale at one point, and I played a little bit of it. It's hardcore. I won't deny that. I've watched some playthrough stuff of it, and it is a tense game. It's really it's all about management and risk and how much further do you want to go. It's kind of like a personal gambling machine, but not in the sense you're putting money up, but like, okay, if you take one more step, you might lose the whole game. Oh, but the rewards, so yeah, I couldn't get into it too much for some reason, but I can understand the appeal.
Dom says, okay, I'll try to make good. He was the one that asked the fuck, marry, kill earlier.
Oh.
Favorite Stones, Billy Joel, and Beatles song?
Stones, Billy Joel, and Beatles. Billy Joel, God, probably Piano Man, maybe, or no, You Ought to Know by Now, or You Ought to Know.
Stones, I'm not a fan of. Beatles, I mean, I'm not a big enough fan to have a favorite song. Billy Joel, probably Always a Woman, or so many good songs from him.
River of Dreams.
No, Always a Woman probably is my favorite. That's a story about this stone cold bitch, and it's the kind of woman I like.
No comment.
Ranting Monkey, why you want to do this? Satsu can't go to prison. He's about to have a baby.
That's the best time for me to go to prison, apparently, according to what people tell me.
You are going to prison. It's just not 4 walls and bars, man. It's 18 years. You've been sentenced, my friend. But it's a good prison. It's one of fear and happiness. Good luck.
Hopefully it's cute little prison.
Oh, it is. It is. It's just I started worrying about things when I had children that I never worried about before in my life. And that's when you have your first child, that's when you sit down and look back at your life and go, how the fuck did I make it?
Sure.
Because you start to worry about everything that could possibly harm them.
The good thing for me is I've been doing that my entire life.
So you're already set. Yeah.
Yeah, I am a fucking ball of crazy paranoia, and people have always said that about me. So it's like it got no different because I was doing that shit when we were discussing the possibility of her getting pregnant. She's like, dude, I'm not pregnant. Calm down. I'm just like, but we might have to. And then
yeah, it got really bad.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I just saw what you sent. I love being a dad, but yeah, I started worrying. And now as a grandpa, I worry about fucking everything. Mm-hmm. Have you guys considered setting up a bot to catch questions and add them to a list to avoid chat jumping? Backscan. You're putting far more thought into this than we ever have.
Yeah, and you're asking us to put much more effort into this than we want to.
So the bot can catch people putting hundreds of question marks behind non-questions too.
Yeah, no shit. Speaking of which, it just jumped again. So well played, Backscan. That was perfect timing.
Good job.
What? Back to it. What's the most vile fart you've done, and what food and what drink made it happen? You know what? Actually, I know the answer to that.
Oh no.
I do. We went to the movies and we got popcorn, and you know how they have the nacho seasoning you can put on there?
Yeah.
It did not agree with me that night. To the point my family was like, get out of the house. It was bad. It was horrible. Guys?
I haven't cataloged the greatness of my farts, so I don't know.
There you go.
It was boiled eggs. I stay away from boiled eggs because, boy, I could probably kill somebody. Oh, man.
Satsu, have you watched Steins Gate?
No, I think somebody asked me that before. But then again, Steins Gate and fucking, what is it, Overlord at this point.
I thought we'd get through a show without anybody asking about Overlord, but Satsu just ruined it.
No, I didn't ruin it. Somebody asked twice already.
Oh, did they? Oh, I must have missed it.
I haven't seen it yet. I've been going in order, y'all.
I saw it.
Well, it hadn't been said out loud yet. Let me put it that way.
Wait, ramen noodles? Are you Toasted Network?
What?
I was talking about the pregnant virgin. I thought Toasted asked about that.
I'm confused.
So am I.
I was toasted.
Dom says, being from the other side of the earth, I'm not sure about this. What's the difference between all the areas pizza's made? How the way they put toppings on mostly.
Yeah, the style.
Yeah, the style too. Some is like thin crust, some are deep dish, some are, some got stuffed crust. It depends.
Devil Fruit asked, does Grand Monkey like Dr. Seuss? Yes, she's a big fan. She also likes, A lot of people see the books that look like Dr. Seuss and don't realize a lot of the authors are not Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
She's like, I will not fuck you in this chair. I will not fuck you anyway.
That was where the story is from. Weibo. What? Okay. I've said this before. When you guys ask a question or something and you're not, you guys have to realize you're 4 or 5 minutes behind me. I need context when you ask a question. Did they hate on women yet? We don't hate women around here. We
No,
love
wait.
women.
We like Ghostbusters, so we already have.
Lords of the Night, could you possibly sing worse? Is yes, please do. What?
If yes,
Oh,
please.
if yes, please do.
Can I sing worse than just kind of like making animal grunting noises into the microphone during a birthday song?
I don't know what you're talking about. I sing beautifully.
I'm talking about me.
I know. I was addressing them about me.
I know. I mean, you sing awful to begin with, but
I sing perfectly. Our next question is for Satsu.
Oh God.
Have you watched Overlord?
Yep.
I saw that question finally came up through the queue, as it were, and decided to sing it for you.
So, you British?
No. But some of my ancestors killed some British people.
Oh, well, there you go. Now Irate Bear has a reason to hate you.
He hates me because I call him a limey.
That's true.
Have you ever heard of SNL host Don Cheadle and his pro-trans shirt? Thoughts? I saw he was in the news, or well, he was trending on YouTube the other day for that.
Mhm.
I don't care about his shirt.
Yeah, neither do I.
We're at a point now where we get this. Look, I'm wearing a shirt that shows I'm virtuous. Go fuck yourself. I don't care. Has Satsu played Fire Emblem?
I have the earlier ones. Some of the earlier ones I got to play, not any of the later ones. The ones that were on like Game Boy Advance and stuff. Fire Emblem's fun. It's just it requires a lot of your attention.
Apparently Corey and Data both like We Didn't Start the Fire. It's a good song. Satsu is pregnant.
Yes.
Squishy's pregnant.
Well, they're kind of a matched pair at this point, so yeah, Satsu's pregnant.
We're pregnant.
Satsu knocked her up.
That's right.
Best Billy Joel song is Uptown Girl. First video I ever saw. I like the song. It's I like more of his. I'm a sucker for ballads, man.
You know what my favorite part of Uptown Girl is? We're replacing the word girl with squirrel.
Oh.
I do that for a lot of songs, and it makes life much more entertaining.
Let's see. Beatles Come Together, Billy Joel, the theme from Bosom Buddies. That is oh fuck, what's the name of that song? I love that song. My Life. No, it's not called My Life. Ah, fuck, I can sing it. I'm not gonna sing it for you.
Keep going.
Is that the I forget the name of it. It's My Life or something like that. But every time I say that, I think of the Bon Jovi song. But yeah, excellent song. It's on his greatest hits, and it's probably the one I play the loudest. Gotta go to the dentist. Damn. Take care. I hope it goes well, Dom.
Lose all your teeth.
And tell the dentist that he needs to check out your mouth because you say some dirty stuff.
Oh,
no, you're awesome, man. Seriously, I hope it goes really well. Pregnant, my partner was all cool until birth, and I shat 15.5764 types of bricks until the birth, and all of a sudden, all was beautiful with the world.
Well, Squishy had me watching a bunch of baby videos earlier, and I was just like, "Stop it!"
No, I was fine until I held her, and then was like, I have to protect her from everything.
Yeah. He pulled out a fucking scalpel on the doctor's like, back.
I will fucking kill you, dude. They made me hold my daughter down for her first set of shots.
Oh no!
And I almost punched that fucking doctor. Because as soon as they stuck the little needle into her chubby little thigh, she started screaming. I'm like, I will fucking kill you. You better find a way to do it nicer next time. Wasn't Dr. Seuss racist?
Allegedly.
Okay, yeah, I actually did a video on a guy that was talking about how the Cat in the Hat was an example of minstrelsy and blackface and all that other stuff, and I was like, yeah, the guy's theory was a little weak.
It was stupid. Hating women is saved for Monkey in the Morning. That is not untrue. Sad Boy asks, why do people like pineapples on their pizza? Because the sweetness is a nice juxtaposition to the rest of the flavors.
That's a $5 word. Good
I
job.
know, right?
Yeah.
Ramen says, amend the 19th. Exactly. Amend it. Don't end it.
Equal rights amendment for everybody.
Guys, don't forget to come check us out on 2 Cents Plus. Right after this, we'll be playing on the 7 Days to Die open server. You can come play with us if you have 7 Days to Die on PC. If not, you can just come watch because it's a lot of fun. And it's one of my favorite nights that we game just because of how much silly shit happens in there. Lords of the Night, what do you think of mashed potatoes with onions mashed in them?
Like chive onion type deals, or
I'm guessing any. I like onions, so onions and potatoes are fine.
as long as it's not an overpowering balance, I'd be fine with it. Sure.
Yeah, a nice sweet onion.
Yeah.
Real quick, thank you, Jacob Jet. People like pineapple pizza because they're degenerates. Damn right. Fuck yeah. Where was that? No, there was a question here. Somebody's asking about Arby's. There it is. Monkey, I'm arguing with my boyfriend. Arby's is trash, right? I'm sorry, sweetie, you're wrong. I love Arby's. It might not be good food, but it's good food. Satsu 2 Cents, have you ever played Legend of the Dragoon on PS1?
No, I have seen a lot of people play it, and I've seen a lot of people talk about it, but I've never played it myself.
Orpheus asks, after that BuzzFeed article, Covington and Jesse, do you think the mainstream media will learn to wait and see, or are we in for a whole nother year of jumping the gun?
Whole other year, it's never going to stop.
Yeah, it's not going to stop. You know what I did see today? A whole bunch of articles telling me about all kinds of racist stuff. Like, Like just in case you guys forgot, racism is still a thing, even though Jesse Smollett lied. I did see somebody point out that he did this during Black History Month. I'm like, ooh.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Ooh, you're kind of a dick. Did you hear about Anita Battle Angel movie makers giving a set of prosthetic arms to an amputee and inviting her to their premiere? I did not, but that's fucking cool.
That's neat. Have you seen those videos of Robert Downey Jr. giving kids like Iron Man prosthetics?
I have. That's also fucking cool.
Yeah.
Diesel Dave, thank you so much. 13 hours after I started, I finally got my truck loaded. Damn, dude.
Jeez, we'll be talking about that on Sunday too.
Yeah, did you get some sleep last night? Where are we in this? God, you guys asked so many great questions. Some weird ones too, but there's a lot of great questions. Lords of the Night, which cartoon has really overstayed its welcome?
What happened?
Which cartoon has really overstayed its welcome? I'm guessing they're asking like Simpsons. There's a lot of people who say that about South Park.
Family Circus.
One Piece.
As long as there's people who still want to see it, I'm all for them staying as long as they can. Do you feel bad for Pon? I don't know what that means.
Go listen to the song and you'll know.
Oh, is that the song that you said you liked?
It's problematic.
Ice cream or yogurt? Ice cream. Yogurt is the devil's splooge.
I like froyo. I just hate people who say it.
Scribbles?
Sorry, what was the question?
Do you like the devil's splooge or ice cream?
What's the devil's splooge?
Yogurt.
Oh, I'm an ice cream person more than a yogurt person.
There you go. Lords of the Night, what did you want to be or think you would do when you were kids? You guys are going to think my answer is a joke, but it's not.
I
What was
wanted
that?
to
I'm
play
sorry.
football when I was a kid.
Football?
Mm-hmm.
Scribbles?
I thought I'd be talking to a cripple and a black guy.
You were very
Prosthetic?
smart. Yes, I was going to say prosthetic, and that's not the right word.
I heard you were prostrate.
My brain hooked onto what we were talking about earlier. I wanted to be Batman,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm not kidding. It's just truth. When I got a little older, with Satsu, I wanted to act or I wanted to be a football player. Guys, we're at the end of the show here. There's so many more questions. Don't forget to save those for tomorrow when we'll be back over on Satsu 2 Cents. For now, you can come watch me and Satsu and a whole host of people you've seen in chat before playing 7 Days to Die over on 2 Cents Plus. It's a lot of fun. Come watch, come play if you can. Chat, thank you so much for hanging out with us. You guys are amazing. You keep it going here at the end, and it's a lot of fun. Even your weird questions, I like answering them. And thank you guys so much for your generosity. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate that. Scribbles, Satsu, a pleasure as always. Everyone, your lives make us sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Good night, you fucks.
Jesus.